Ariel Helwani in Inglewood, California, alongside Dustin Poirier, who meets Bobby Green this Saturday night at UFC 199. Dustin, it's good to see you. Just finished up talking to Bobby. You guys had a bit of a back and forth.
I couldn't hear what he said at first.
Well, at first he was saying he's been watching you, and he thinks that you're the guy who's going to give him his best fight. So he was kind of giving you a compliment there, but it was getting a little testy. He thought at one point that you were saying that you would do it right now, like let's get it on right now, and it seemed like he was ready to throw down right here, right now.
Who gives a fuck? Let's do it.
He's ready.
I'm ready.
Do you like this matchup?
Yeah, it's a fun fight for the fans, and it's a fun fight for me. I don't think he's going to take me anywhere I've never been brought before, that's for sure. But it's going to be exciting.
He said that you've never fought anyone quite like him. You fought some pretty good guys. Do you agree with that statement?
For sure. Everybody's a different opponent, they bring different weapons and different tools to the cage. But he's never fought anybody like me. That's for fucking sure.
He's been out for quite some time. He's had some injuries and whatnot. Do you think that he's a tough guy when he's on point, when he's active? But do you expect him to be a little rusty in there?
Somebody else just asked me that. Everybody's different. He might be as fresh as he's ever been, or he might be rusty. Like you said, ring rust affects everybody differently, and I think it's more of a mental thing. It depends how he's training. If he's surrounded by great guys and getting pushed every day and staying sharp, then I don't think it's going to be a problem. But we'll see. He's either going to be the best Bobby Green he's ever been, or he's going to be that same guy running around with his hands up acting like shots didn't land.
Yeah, what do you make of that? He's done that before in fights. Do you expect to see some of that?
I think that's how he fights, that's in him. I don't think it's just in the moment he does it. He's not planning it out, or it's not part of his camp. He just does it because that's how he fights. So I'm sure he's going to pull it out.
Last time we saw you was against Joe Duffy. What a fight that was. Some injuries. How did you heal up? Was it pretty quick, or did it take a while?
I had to go home and have surgery on my nose, and I did exactly what the doctor said. I think I was no contact for maybe 6 weeks or so, and it healed up great. It feels normal. Okay. My nose feels fine.
That was pretty intense afterwards. Have you ever had an injury like that after a fight?
No, and honestly, the surgery was worse than the fight.
Really?
The surgery hurt way worse than the fight. Yeah, because of the tubes and the stents and it stitched through the cartilage and all that crap. Man, it was painful.
You also
not the actual surgery, but the recovery when I woke up and
But now it's all good, right?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
You also recently signed a new contract with the UFC, right?
Yeah.
And there was some talk that you would test free agency, but you didn't do that. Why did you decide to sign before going into free agency?
I had one fight left,
Yeah.
and I didn't want the pressure of you take big risks, you get big rewards. So that was in my head the whole time I was negotiating, and like maybe I should fight this last one, get another big win, and then I'll be, my wife's pregnant right now, and in 2 months we're gonna have our first child, and I didn't want to go into the last fight of my contract with that in my mind, and that I have, I have to win this fight to get a better contract, or I'm taking steps back and all that. I wanted to have more security, so I signed the contract, and here we are.
You happy with it?
Yeah, of course I want more money.
Yeah.
But I'm happy.
Do you wish that you played it out in hindsight?
No, I'm happy where I'm at, man.
Okay. Speaking of the free agency stuff,
I'm young. I'm going to run through this contract.
Sure.
I'm not going anywhere. So
how many fights is it?
It's 8 fights.
Okay. Speaking of free agency, your friend and teammate Will Brooks is kind of in limbo a little bit, getting released or parting ways with Bellator.
Yeah.
Do you think that he'll come over to the UFC? Would you like to see him here? And have you given him any advice on how to handle all of this?
Me and Will are good friends, good training partners. He helped me a lot for this fight.
Okay.
He was one of the main guys I sparred with, and I do think he's going to end up in the UFC for sure. But he's about to get married right now. He just had a child,
Yeah.
him and his fiance. So he's just living life, and he's in the gym and getting better, and he's a young guy too. And young in his career, man. The guy picks up stuff so quick. He's a good fighter, so I think he's going to end up in the UFC.
I remember after that Duffy fight, you had just, I believe, found out that you're going to be a father, right? It was around that time. And so this is your last fight before you become a dad, and things change a little bit. You're fighting now for a family and for a young one. What's that been like in your mind? Have you felt a difference in how you prepare and think about this fight?
I'm excited, man. It's just something more to fight for. I give this my all, as much as I possibly can. So, it's just something more. If I have anything more to give, I'm putting it in there. It's in there. I'm excited. I was just laying in my bed thinking about it the other day when I was first got here. I was like, wow, I'm fighting Saturday, then I'm going home to Florida, and I'm going to become a dad. So it's a lot of good stuff going on. It's good vibes.
Amazing. What does a win over Bobby Green do for you, though? Do you feel like it gets you closer to what you want? Do you feel like it's just kind of a fun fight? What does that mean for your career?
It's a fun fight, but it also gets me closer to what I want. I'll be on a 4-fight win streak, and in the top 10, hopefully.
Yeah.
And moving towards the goal of becoming a world champion.
All right. Good to see you as always, my man. Best of luck on Saturday, and of course, good luck with the baby coming up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.